Hi, this is Lance at the My Four Sons Warehouse, and for the next few minutes we're going to describe to you everything about the 14-foot telescope, including if you've bought the universal kit that will allow you to adapt it to connect it to your own particular sprayer. And then in the end we're going to talk about all the different nozzles that come in the universal kit. In case your 14-foot telescope isn't already pre-assembled with the PVC, the small PVC hose connected to the output of the valve, we're going to show you how to do that. So you just unscrew the lock nut, pull the hose off the nipple, make sure there's a O-ring in here, screw that on to the end of the valve, good and tight, and pop the hose over the nipple, and then screw down the lock nut. Okay, we're showing both sets of adapters that can be shipped in the universal kit. If you have a 1/4 inch ID hose up to a 0.3 inches ID, you'll get this size quick connects, the female and the one male. You'll also get the 1/4 inch pigtail, and this 1/4 inch pigtail will basically screw onto the end of the valve handle that's on the 14-foot telescope. In that same manner, we're also showing 3 standard hose clamps, and just imagine that you'll be getting 3 in one of each. In the case of the 3/8, it's just the identical situation where if the ID of the hose of the sprayer that you own is anywhere from 3/8 to 0.4, this is the size that you'll get. And so of course the female comes with that and the extra male, and then this pigtail also screws onto the end of the valve handle. This valve and this hose represent your current valve and hose on your own sprayer. And all you need to do is measure 3 to 4 inches away from where the connection is on the hose, and then go ahead and cut the hose. It's a little bit scary to do this, but we want you to feel comfortable. If you accurately know the size of your hose, it's not a problem. Okay, now once you've cut that, you go back to the parts, and this is a 1/4 inch hose. So we're going to show, basically you just take an Oetiker clamp, or you can use a standard clamp, but Oetikers tend to give a better seal with this size fit up. And so that's what you'll end up with, your own valve and its hose. And now this hose represents actually we'll just use this hose. So this is the hose that connects to your current tank. You put an Oetiker on this side, pop that in there, and then you'll take the vice clamps, pinch those down, and now that gives you the quick release disconnection opportunity between your own valve handle and the native hose. And of course that'll come out, that'll be clamped in. And then the other thing that happens is you'll have this other pigtail screwed on to the 14-foot hose. So at the end of the process, you'll have your native valve with its 6-inch hose connected to a male, and you'll have our 14-foot telescope with the same male adapter. And you'll have the option of connecting either one to the quick release as is needed. Okay, assuming this is your hose going to your tank, we want to show how to, we're assuming most people know how to use a standard Phillips clamp to tighten that down, but sometimes doesn't tighten it enough. You don't get a good seal, so that's why we supply you with these Oetikers. So you just take the female, and it's always the female that goes into your hose, and that's a fairly loose connection. And normally we have these end cutters that we use, and that works out really well, but we're assuming and if you have those, go ahead and use it. But most of the time, this is more like what you would have in your toolkit. So we're going to show you how to use this type of cutter on an Oetiker. Basically, Just grab the ears, make sure it's the region where you're clamping the clamp is right over the connection for the quick release. So we're just going to squeeze that. There's two hands. And maybe to add some symmetry, we can come back and clamp it from this side. Okay, last but not least, we just wanted to show you the nozzles that come in the universal kit. It's a brass double cone. We call it the Mickey Mouse. This is the brass fan tip. This is the 4-pin adjustable cone nozzle. This is the single pin brass insert adjustable cone. And then this is the flexi with the brass adjustable cone. This is a plastic adjustable cone. This is a plastic fan tip. And then this is the replacement piston that goes in the valve handle. We have another video on showing how to change that out, and that's in case you get either seepage through the valve, it's not sealing correctly, or it's not allowing flow. That's tight, and then you dial that counterclockwise so you can get a fine pin for range. You can unscrew the brass off the end of the flexi. And I don't think we're going to claim that this can seal correctly with the flexi. So these remaining, the two plastic nozzles have to be directly screwed onto the M14 threads of the telescope. But again, you adjust this, and this is good for corrosives. The brass is good for relatively neutral pH chemistries. This adjustable cone you can use with acids and bleaches comfortably. And again, as you dial it counterclockwise, it'll go from a white fine cone spray to a pin. The pin gives you the best range. And last but not least is the fan tip. And this is a 110-degree fan tip. We'd probably call that an 0.3 flow rate, which best matches the 70 to 100 psi pumps that we provide. And that probably should get you there.